Hey guys, I've got some breaking news. Cadillac just dropped the latest and greatest and new and improved 2025 Cadillac Escalade. In this video, we're going to talk about what changed for 2025, the new technology that's coming to the 2025 model, and what powertrains are available, as well as when the 2025 Escalade will go on sale. So let's get going. What's changed? Well, we're talking about a mid-cycle refresh. The current fifth generation has been around since 2021. So first and foremost, new front end design. Headlights and running lights shared with the electric Escalade IQ, larger grille, and new design depending on the trim. We also have different 22 and get this, 24-inch wheel designs. This is the first time you can get 24s on an Escalade from the factory, and how those ride, I am dying to know, because that's got to be like that much sidewall. There's also minor rear end changes, repositioned Cadillac crest, trim above the license plate, and a reshaped lower bumper and exhaust outlets. We also have a new and revamped interior, new two-spoke steering wheel design borrowed from the Celestiq, and of course the Escalade IQ, that's the electric one. GM has been switching its SUVs back to column-mounted shifters design, and that's the case here. No more center-mounted gear selector. 55-inch pillar-to-pillar LED display, again like the IQ, and split into two 35-inch displays for the driver and a 25-inch for the passenger. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are still available, unlike some of GM's newest EVs, including the Escalade IQ. GM, decide, are you getting rid of it or are you keeping it? I think you're just confusing people, and I think the answer is keep Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's something that has become almost synonymous with driving a car nowadays, so you're not doing yourself or your customers any good by getting rid of it. All right, we all can agree on that, I suspect. There's a command center touchscreen positioned below the massive display for climate control. The redesigned center console now has volume knobs, hooray! All right, and a command dial for control for a larger screen. AKG audio system up to, get this, 40, that's right, 40 speakers. A 19 speaker package is standard. 40 speakers. They must be in the headrest, they must be in the footwell, they must be under your feet. I don't know where you can put 40 speakers in a car. Up to 8 passenger seating with folding third row, and the Escalade V gets its own interior touches, like perforated leather and carbon fiber accents. Of course it does, because that, of course, is a performance model. Now, new and expanded tech on board. Super Cruise is standard across all trims, and I've driven Super Cruise, Blue Cruise, all of the cruises, and Super Cruise is by far the best. But you know what? I just drove a car 3,500 miles without any of those gadgets or gizmos, just plain old me steering it, and I liked it. No nannying, no system telling me it's time to take a coffee break. Try that. I think you'll like it. Power opening and closing doors on all 4 doors, not just the driver. The driver's door gets power open on approach, where the door automatically opens when the driver walks up with the key fob. If the driver enables that setting, there are times when you don't want it to do that, like when you're parked too close to your neighbor. But still pretty cool that the door opens in front of you when you walk up to the car. Executive second row package adds dual 12-inch personal screens for the 2 second-row passengers, rear command center screens, dual wireless phone charging pads, massaging seats, of course, headrest speakers, like I said, with the 40-speaker system, available night vision display in the instrument cluster, HD streaming capability for passenger, standard full-color heads-up display. Of course, you're wondering how much this is going to cost, and we'll get to that in a second. What hasn't changed? The powertrains, of course, with one exception. The standard engine is still the 6.2-liter V8, the venerable 6.2-liter V8, 420 horsepower, 460 pound-foot of torque, 10-speed automatic transmission. And then there's the Escalade V and its supercharged Blackwing V8, 682 horsepower, 653 pound-foot of torque, 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. And when we took that one to the track in the current model, it sounded glorious. Probably the best-sounding engine outside of a Mustang GT. What is not an option is the 3-liter Duramax, unfortunately. Popular with liveried drivers, fleets, because you can get at least 22 to 23 mpg, which is pretty astounding for an Escalade. Cadillac cites low overall demand for killing the engine off in the Escalade. You can argue a small diesel doesn't really fit the whole luxury vibe Cadillac's been going for, but I say anybody who ever had that Duramax, I wouldn't call it a baby Duramax, let's call it a adolescent Duramax, not the big Duramax, has loved it. And by the way, why don't they put the big Duramax in an Escalade? Am I crazy? But wouldn't you love that? All right, when will it go on sale and how much will it cost? I'm sure you're all wondering that. Cadillac says the gas-powered 2025 Escalade goes into production later this year for North America. Other regions to follow. So regions like the Middle East, we'll probably see it sometime in the early to mid 2025. Pricing for the current Escalade, not the new one, starts at 83, basically 84, and goes up to 155,515 for the Escalade V. New models will likely cost a little bit more. In other words, they haven't announced pricing yet. Now, you may have seen some pricing out there for the Cadillac electric Escalade. I think that's about $129, but this is the gas-powered one, so no official pricing yet. Cadillac will announce pricing in the future, probably this fall. And finally, what does the Cadillac Escalade compete with? Well, you can probably take a whack at this yourself. Lincoln Navigator, which also debuts soon, as well as the Infiniti QX80, which I drove recently. Interesting. Take a look at that review at alltfl.com. The Lexus LX600, Jeep Grand Wagoneer, and of course, a slew of Range Rovers. So there you have it. If you're looking for the Slade of your dreams, then maybe the new 2025 model is the one for you. And as always, head on over to alltfl.com for the latest and greatest in all news, views, and reviews. And I will see you next time. Ciao. Can't wait to drive this bad boy.